everybody, what's going on? Good evening, Lodra High, Manic, Vesti, good to see you all. All the chocobo hunting is done now? Yes. Yes, it actually is. Yeah, it's Castle. Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Had a pretty nice day. Pretty nice day. Busy around lunchtime. That's always awkward when my wife has a meeting and I'm in the middle of taking care of something. The kids are like, I'm starving. It's hard to figure out what to do in moments like that, but we got through it. We survived. We made it. I'm here. That's what matters. So start the stream before linking the stream. There's no perfect way to do it. If I link the stream before I start it, people complain about that. If I start the stream and then link it, people are like, oh no, I'm late. Oh god. Why didn't you tell me? So it's a lose-lose situation, but that's streaming in a nutshell. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have anything to report. I was gonna play some more Stellaris last night and I just went to bed instead, which was probably a good call. I felt pretty well rested for most of the day, and then I had a big lunch and I had a big dinner, and I was ready to pass out after that. But we watched some good Japanese TV. I woke me right up. Sorry, the stream is too quiet for me to hear. Well, you have a thing. It might be on your monitor, it might be on your headphones, it might be on your keyboard, it might be in Windows. But it's volume control. And what you can do, you can, well, maybe you shouldn't be watching a stream on a potato. That's something you could try too. See, I'm full of good advice. I'm a very helpful person. Anyway, are your headphones on your ears? Have you turned them off and back on again? We're not gonna waste a whole lot of time tonight, because we need to get back to the plot. I need to get back to the plot. We need to do plot things because we did all the chocobo stuff last time, all of it. It's pretty much done. So if there was something else we were gonna do, I don't remember what it was. Also, we are not gonna be doing Final Fantasy IX on Thursday. This is the only time this week we're gonna be doing this. On Thursday, we're gonna be starting Loop Hero. And that will be our new Monday, Wednesday game starting from next week, so. Want to hear more about Nut Slammer the Brave? Well, it's gonna be a little while on Nut Slammer, probably. I have to remember how to fly this thing first. That's not how. Every single time I push the wrong button to go. How's it going, Grunt Fodder? It's good to see you. Alright, we're gonna go to the place and we're gonna do the thing. The thing I've been dreading for literally all of these streams. Where is this dumb place? Did I fly past it? I feel like maybe I flew past it. The one time I want to find it, and I can't remember where it is. This is time to play cards. It is never time to play cards. The time of cards has passed. There was a time for cards. It is over now. Epson's castle filled with sheets of papers. Yeah. See, someone... Yes! Yeah, we have an awesome new... Oh my god, controller. I shouldn't get mad at the controller. I should get mad at the game for reading the controller poorly. Okay. Alright. This is it. This is the place. This is easy, come on. Okay, honestly, all I remember about the castle is its gimmick and that I hated it. So, it might be easy. I don't know. The old castle Hilda's told us about? Strange looking place. Like it's upside down or something. It's actually Dracula's castle. This is what happens when you pull it out of its like pocket chaos dimension. You unearth both the right side up and the upside down parts. They form one contiguous piece. Konami would never tell you that, but I would. Alright, I'll take 3 with me. The rest of you secure the spot. Hey, Son Goku. What's up, Nut Slammer? I work alone. Always have, always will. I don't know why you bother carrying dead weight all the time. What's your point? I'm saying working alone beats working in a team any day, and I'm gonna prove it. Hilda said there's some key here to break the seal, am I right? Yeah? Let's see who finds it first. I'll be going by myself, of course. Nut Slammer! You selfish, ignorant fool! Yes, this is the theme of Nut Slammer. The Baka Chow Bass kicks in a minute. Calm down, Rusty. But you actually get a choice here? I hate this guy. Does this matter? Does this matter for anything? Also, Nut Slammer's head is like, it's like a neck, and then it's like more neck that actually widens, and then a little teeny tiny pointy head on the end of that. So maybe, you know, that might be a pretty good explanation for why his hair is did up like that. So that nobody notices that his head is actually like 70% neck. Never took the ninja dude ever? I mean, he hits hard. I like that. I'm gonna let him go. Thinking about the words you just said, yeah? What of them? So many reasons we should recruit Axe Lady instead. Yeah, many reasons. Many, many reasons. I don't know what you're thinking, but if that's what you want, it's okay by me. Aren't you an agreeable fellow? He has terrible posture, too. Nope, see you later. You sure about this, Son Goku? What can I do? I can't change the way he thinks. Get going, everyone. We'll beat Nut Slammer at his own game. So this is... We're going to try with a magic team. Because the magic team's going to be less affected by the bullshit in here. Arms hung down your ankles, your posture probably sucked too. What's up, Shadows? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Also, Nemrin and House, I see y'all there. Yeah, it's treasure. No, there's the Aquarius. I need to go back to Trino and yeah, jury summons today, so that happened. Well, that's no fun. I've only ever had one jury summons. Like, I vote in every election, and I've only ever gotten the one. How weird. Base level weapons for your characters. I know, right? Isn't that utterly bizarre? Alright, let's see how this works. Oh, it's cool. They're a matching set. I like that. Lived here 8 years and I've had 3. Yeah, I've lived here 12 years and I've had 1. Ow. I don't know what would stop a big step. Let's hit both of them just to see. Ah, oh, damn it. I wasn't even paying attention to how much damage Son Goku did. $2K? Okay, cool. It's working. System works. Ha! Haha! Throw some fire. No, don't. No, please. What will I do? Not care, apparently. Health do these things have? Might not deserve since I know which case it is, which means you're auto-biased if you're right. That would be convenient. Alright, so he goes down. Doink. We're gonna have to fix Orca up here in a second. This guy's doing a lot of damage. Is Yuri allowed to yell objection? Because if... You ever seen the show Joe Pera Talks With You? There's Bob O'Reilly episode. It's fucking amazing. I've never seen that, no. That was a ton of experience, Jesus. Okay, hang on a second. Alright, Alright, hang on. Alright, couple of things. Prevents petrify and gradual petrify. Okay, good. There's yours. Maybe not body temp. Maybe jelly. Lovely show, very calming and sweet. Odd runs on adult. Ah, okay. Man, I have not watched Adult Swim in a million years. It's been ages since last time. Just say it on Discord chat. If you want to share it with people there too. She doesn't have it. There's something I can give you that will teach you jelly. I saw it. Yeah, there we go. That's a shit ton of magic defense. Jesus. Yeah, have a circlet, won't you? Start Final Fantasy VII today. Actually enjoying it a lot more than I used to this time. Final Fantasy VII is such a bug fuck plot, yeah. I think we'll talk about it when we get to the end of this game, but I've been thinking about it in the last week or so. It sucks. You're gonna lose ability up. For a bit, anyway. Wait, you didn't need High Tide? What the hell am I doing? Why do you even have a High Tide? And then you want that. And tell me how it's not just two. No, it's just, I think... I've never really cared for the PlayStation 1 Final Fantasies as much as the other ones. I mean, I've only played two of them, like, post PS1 era. And I love 10, and I hate 13. But I love all, like, I love most of the 2D ones. I think there was just something about the PS1 era that felt weird, and I think it's because there was so much experimentation with what they were doing, and a lot of it just didn't hit right for me. Even 7, like, I certainly enjoyed 7. I played through 7 twice, I think, but it's never been one of my favorites. Oh, it's cool! Oh. PS1 era felt very let's change stuff just cuz. Letter Koopo, how unusual, I'm so happy, Koopo. Hey, Kumo, how are you, Koopo? Us Moogles and Lindblom are all wondering the same thing these days. Where the heck is Mognet Central? No one knows, Koopo. Do you know where it is, Kumo? It's supposedly very far away. You can't enter very easily, Koopo. We could tell him. I loved Final Fantasy X. Yeah, Final Fantasy X is like my second favorite after 6. 10 is fantastic. I heard that you can't enter Mognet Central unless you're riding on a Chocobo, Koopo. View 12 as a game with amazing ideas. They're all implemented terribly. It's a wonderful train wreck that's as good as it is bad. I wonder if I'll ever get around to 12. What I've seen of 12, I don't like. What I've heard about 12, I like a lot better. Wow. Oh, this is... Right, this is the dude that's selling all the early equipment. But apparently it doesn't really matter that much for our mages. Back then I enjoyed Final Fantasy X so much, a big far away I found Final Fantasy X2. You didn't play X2 though, did you? Gameplay-wise, X2 is actually more fun than X. Story-wise, it's a thing. 12 is bad tactics fanfiction. Final Fantasy 7 randomly made the Max Party 3 members and kind of watered down the equipment. Yes! That was a huge problem I had with Final Fantasy 7. It was such a huge disappointment to me. After all the stuff you could do in Final Fantasy 6. Yeah, the fact that, like, everybody had, like, a weapon and then everybody shared bracelets. I thought that was really lame. And yeah, just going down from 4 characters to 3 was, like, super disappointing for me. 12 as your favorite main villain in the series? I really don't know anything about 12. I don't know who the bad guy is at all. 12 is your personal favorite PS2 Final Fantasy? Love 10, could never get into 10 2 as having the whole world open at the start made it feel meandering. It is a meandering game. It's very much a meandering game. Yeah. Yes. Plot-wise, X2 is a big old mess, but it's so much fun to play. It's so much fun. 3 characters is enough for Maniac Mansion, 3 characters is enough for... You know, Maniac Mansion would have been a lot easier with more characters. Then maybe Dave would have gotten to do something. So I think all the treasure in here is just like crappy old versions of our equipment, which I guess we'll grab anyway. Could not bring yourself to play Final Fantasy X2 knowing what they did, the characters and plot. I mean, the characters are fine. Like, I think we've talked about this before. I think you've made some very unfair assumptions about what they did with the characters in X2. Let's go up. The story is pretty bad. I will say that. The story is pretty bad. Okay. But the characters themselves are a lot of fun. What am I looking at here? Okay. Okay, I guess we won't go that way. Great. 10-2 had way better world exploration than 10. I just hate hallway sims. No, it did. 10 is a very linear game. Very, very linear. Like, even after you get the... Like, one of my personal disappointments in 10 is when you get the airship. Because it's like, okay, you can go back to all the places that you went to before. And there's like 2 new places you can go to. That kind of sucks. I liked half of 10-2's plot. The factions disagreeing on how to pick their pieces after what happened in 10 was genuinely really interesting. Yeah, it was. Well, I don't want to say all because I probably don't remember all of them. Like, most of the B plots in 10-2 were really interesting. The main plot, though, is It's really not. It's just a weird mess of things. That's just like Fallout 4. They pioneered the genre before Bethesda ever could. Heard they only added Vaughn and Pinello to 12 late in development to appeal to people, which is why they don't work as protagonists like Ash, Balthier. I've heard that too. I mean, I haven't played Final Fantasy 12, so I don't really know the ramifications of that. very strange place. A very strange place with a lot of monsters. Hey, I know you. You're an evil eye. What do they call you in this game? Could you not? Okay, that wasn't so bad. I'm sorry. Veteran? Why? Why? Upside Down Castle doesn't work as well with that bat form, that's for sure. Monster knows all the tricks of the series. Let's play as Ash as your human control character instead of Vaughn. He never gets in my party. I've certainly never heard of anybody who's like a huge Vaughn fan. I'm sorry, what happened? That's a fucking Iron Man? Yeah. Yeah, I know them as Evil Eyes. Huh, weird. I thought she had... It must be you. Okay, it doesn't matter now. Worst I can say about Mizzou is Just There. I take Just There not doing much over Cloud, Lightning, or Tidus. I like Cloud. Cloud is actually good. I feel like a lot of people judge Cloud now on how he appeared in other games and not the original Final Fantasy VII. He's good in the original. Tidus I like. You can't take that away from me. Shame that Squall's personality apparently got badly translated. He's meant to be more of a sarcastic jerk. Or just be... I want to learn more about that, Ragnarokia. Like, whenever we talk Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy VIII always comes up, and that point always comes up, and I'm really, really curious what exactly happened there. Because, yeah, Squall as he is just a huge drag on the game. Man, this place is confusing. I like Cloud because I play Crisis Core and I'm all about that Zack life now. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's... of course Cloud is going to suffer in comparison because Zack is literally who Cloud wishes he could be. to an absolutely detrimental degree. Oh, now we're here. The dude that was doing the Final Fantasy VII LP on Something Awful did a really good job accurately translating the Final Fantasy VII story. Oh, that's cool. Squalls, whatever. Okay. I'll look that up later, Silver Mike. Not like we haven't seen protagonists with questionable morality in a Final Fantasy game before or anything. I just hate the sort of trope Cloud embodies in almost everything I'm seeing. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if you have a hero built around certain tropes that you just don't particularly appreciate, then yeah, you're gonna have a hard time connecting. That's how I feel about Goku here, honestly. What the fuck? This is probably not good. Can I make... Alright, well I'm not gonna waste any... Oh, yeah, of course. I'm not gonna waste any time on this. I bet they got some good shit to steal. Oh lord, he coming. Alright, I hurt them. That's cute. Do you feel like most of the rest of Final Fantasy VII's cast make up for it? Why did they even bother to put a scan spell in this game? Like, who gives a shit? If it's never gonna do anything. Hey, how about you guys just straight die? That'd be pretty cool. Like Tom Berry's gonna save, kill the save file. I mean, hi guys, hey, what's up, Fury Fighter? Okay, well that didn't work so well. In English uses whatever. The Japanese translation does a bunch of things. A lot of them are... Huh. Okay. Can we, like... Can we leave? Can we just not be here? I'd like to not be here right now. Now what are you doing? I always flee from this fight and from every fight in here. That's certainly how I handled it the first time. Can we leave yet? Can I go now? I honestly kind of like how Zero no Kiseki handles scans so far, where one, you don't have to scan most enemies to gain info over time from killing them multiple times. Your rewards for filling the bestiary and 3 totally not material item and auto scans monsters. I mean, I think it's pretty telling that in the modern era, like, games don't really make you scan enemies anymore. They just tell you what they're on about. It feels like like another relic of a bygone era. Like, if you actually want to know anything about the enemy you're fighting, you have to spend a turn on it. And then in this game in particular, maybe it just doesn't work. Maybe it's pointless. Maybe it's a huge waste of time. I always think of Tom Berry's as Dingleberries thanks to PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy V. Since we're in the place where it's like peak this, I just want to say, I don't like how the vast majority of fights in this game are puzzles. Like, I don't really want to puzzle through, like, every single encounter and every single dungeon. Sometimes I just want to go. Sometimes I just want to go to the place and do the thing. And yeah, like puzzle dungeons and gimmick dungeons are cool, but, like, in moderation. And I feel like every single dungeon in this game has a gimmick to it. And like half of the encounters are like puzzles. Common thing that you know enemy HP in games these days is usually with boss health bar on top of the screen. I mean, the thing I really like now, actually, is games that give you all the information up front. Like, they show you the entire situation, and then they expect you to devise, like, an ideal solution from that. Like, I've really come to appreciate games that give you all the information up front. Like, what was I playing? It was a recent, like, kind of strategy roguelike thing. I get that was an attempt at making encounters more engaging. Definitely got frustrating over time. I would just prefer a better balance, you know? Star Renegades. That was it. I was playing Star Renegades for a while, and the Star Renegades style, it's like RPG battles, but they tell you everything up front. They tell you, like, they give you all the enemy stats, all their resistances, all their abilities, and then there's a big turn bar at the top that tells you when an enemy is going to go. And the game is balanced for you to process all that knowledge and use it to keep your enemies from even taking turns at all. And I really, really like that. Like, I was enjoying the combat in that immensely. Yeah, perfect information games. I've actually come to really, really appreciate those. Also because I've played some games where, like, the information available is kind of baked into the difficulty. I've discovered I really hate that. Like, one of the biggest examples for that, for me, is Darkest Dungeon. I love Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is one of my favorite games of all time. As a dog shit final dungeon. just in the way the difficulty works, because it expects you to go in not knowing what you're doing, and because of that, it expects you to lose a bunch of characters that you spend a dozen or more hours building up to that point. Like, a ton of the difficulty for the final dungeon is wrapped up in simply not knowing what to expect, not knowing what party composition to take. And that, to me, just feels like a massive waste of time. Like, I'm not going to spend dozens of hours building up a party just to sacrifice them for something that I could look up on the internet. I love Daggerfall Super about having false difficulties just from not telling... Yeah, exactly. If it's, like... I understand that that's supposed to be part of the experience of Darkest Dungeon, like journeying into the unknown and risking it all. But that one is just... It's just too much of it. Like, sacrificing maxed out characters just to learn about what you're doing is too much. It works a lot better early on in the game, when you can send, like, low-level parties into dungeons or against the early bosses to figure out their gimmicks. It doesn't work so much when you've spent the entire game cultivating parties and you're expected to sacrifice them. So, you know, I can have a ton of fun with a game that expects me to learn how to play it while I'm playing it. That does expect me to make sacrifices to learn what's going on, but there's degrees of these things. And yeah, Darkest Dungeon kind of exemplifies the extreme of that. Taken way, way, way too far. I like the game isn't giving me all the stats, it at least visually tells me how much HP the enemies have. Yeah, it gives you at least something to go on. Discovering secret number systems underlying gameplay is for long-form YouTube information videos and not for enjoying gameplay. Mean part of me that wants Osh to play Lobotomy Corporation. Looks neat. Holy fuck, why is knowing if you're sick and die gonna die a skill check? I haven't seen a single strategy game not tell you everything. I think it's more forgivable in, like, risk management style games, like Darkest Dungeon, like XCOM. Though, you know, XCOM will tell you like exactly the odds of what you're doing once you get in position to do it. I put Dragon Coins for Wizardry 4. Because then it's, you know, it's another variable to manage. Then part of the design is, like, setting up your teams to prepare for that additional aspect of the unknown. Wish more Final Fantasy games did the visual damage indication thing for monsters like Mystic. Yeah, Mystic Quest was really cool, and that was one of the things I really loved about Mystic Quest is, like, bosses in particular, you knew exactly how far along you were in defeating them because they had, like, phases and they would change visually with each phase. All I know about XCOM is 99% it's failed 50% of the time. The really funny thing about XCOM is I think the game actually fudges things in the player's favor at times. But dealing with probability in situations, it's also the way it's presented. It's unfortunate, but, like, XCOM is an entirely numbers-driven game that has a very slick visual presentation, and so you do end up with situations where like you're standing this close to an alien and you have an 85% chance to hit. And yes, that's accounting for like your agent choking or or the alien just like randomly juking out of the way, or like the wind blowing the wrong way, or just all these tiny corner cases. But the way it's presented visually, you're like, if I miss this game is fucking dumb. This is really stupid. So it's almost to the point where I feel like they should have put in special failure animations specifically for those situations, so people wouldn't feel quite as cheated. Wizardry 4 is the nuclear option, flat out is the nuclear option of impossible bullshit. Ras, dude, thank you so much for subscribing 16 months. Also, good to see you. How you been? Hello, hello. Fire Emblem GBA flat out lies about hit chances the entire game. Doesn't Fire Emblem use double number roll than average or something? Oh, weird. Yes. The other thing is people are really bad at statistics. Really, really, really bad. Like, people don't recognize that, like, a 95% chance for something can still fail. They read that as an automatic success. Because the odds are definitely in their favor, but it can still fail. So, yeah, I think a lot of the crying and gnashing of teeth over XCOM is it's confirmation bias. It's people remembering when they missed that clutch shot and their team got wiped out, and you know they were totally cheated out of like a 75% shot, and it like they completely forget about all the times that they actually made like 50 or 40% chance shots, like on just on the outside, and managed to escape through a mission because of that. Statistically, people are bad at statistics. Flipped your sleep schedule again, so you decided to check in. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're talking about probability and information presentation in games. I was talking about how I've gotten kind of tired of games that leave out essential information if it means sacrifices or like extra hardship for the player to figure them out, and I feel like Darkest Dungeon is a really good example of that. Even though Darkest Dungeon is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't like the end of that game because a huge amount of the difficulty in it is wrapped up in not knowing what to expect from the final dungeon. There's that story of the third of a pound burger failing because it has less meat than a quarter pounder. Yeah, even stuff like 80% chance of red is a sure thing instead of miss 1 in 5. Exactly, yeah. 78% of all statistics proc and conversation are made up on the spot. People don't understand XCOM Rule 1 is never name your soldiers. I did much better in Darkest Dungeon when I stopped renaming my characters. So if we ever play Darkest Dungeon on this channel, I will definitely name all of them after you all for maximum chaos. Yeah, I know you. Oh, for God's sake, I don't want these backwards. Alright, we're leaving. Want to know how to deal with that wall? Is there gonna be a clue for it later? Mentions a couple people via direct messaging. You got a new job. That's right. Congratulations. Oh, hey. I made it somehow. Dibs on the jester. I feel like the only reason I like stuff like Daggerfall is because I know what I'm doing after 10 years of trial and error, so I can use tricks to bypass all the BS players shouldn't be forced to do. Yeah, there's definitely some old games that I really enjoy that I only enjoy because I put in the time as a kid or a youngster. to figure out all the bullshit, and I don't have to deal with it now if I want to replay that game. But it would be a totally different experience for somebody coming into it fresh. No clue. I know it was not too cryptic to solve. Well, we may actually just be done here, so. No. You're late, Son Goku, and I'm the winner. Basically, just do random options and should eventually get into it. Oh, okay. Well, if they allow us back out of here, I'll try that. See how much time you lose by working with others? Have you figured out how to break the seal? Take a look at that wall. Maybe you can figure it out. But it's no longer my concern. What do you mean? I proved myself right. I don't need to follow you around anymore. Okay. Maybe enemies next time we meet. See ya. Okay. Starting on Monday as an entry-level scientist at a pharmaceutical company. That's pretty exciting. That is pretty exciting, dude. Making players learn game mechanics through osmosis over months of playing was the style of the time. It really was. Yeah, and for me, I'm just glad we moved on past that. I think it's my age. It's my age and my circumstances. I ain't got time for this shit. I ain't got time to sit here and, like, trial and error my way through different battles and, like, start runs and abandon them hours later to start a more perfect run. Like, I ain't got that kind of time anymore. Like, my own tastes have definitely changed because of that, you know? When I was a kid, it was a lot easier for me to just sit there and beat my head against something for days or weeks, but I literally don't have that kind of time anymore. I don't have as much time to play games as I used to, and I have a lot more games accessible to me. So I want to know what I'm doing right away. It is a sort of gameplay. It is a challenge to overcome, and there are still, to me now, good games where part of the gameplay is figuring out what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to play it. But I think those games are also very careful about how they spend the player's time as well. You know, they don't set you up for a ton of trial and error. They give you the tools to figure it out as well. So. Bye-bye, Nut Slammer Mania. Now we can get Axe Laid. Oh, if only. To give it a genuine sense of discovery and mystery, which is nice. All means easy to fuck up because the game doesn't tell you that's a bad idea. Yeah. Kind of an age bias where I don't have time for this says more about the people who play games than it does about the games themselves. Also true. I think that's also true, Number. I think my position involves more quality control of the actual drugs, so no hamsters. Maybe you're working on hamster drugs. Did you ask? I know what I call the back hall, where everything feels like it's going faster, even though it's just a trick of perception. Personally, I like the occasional puzzle boss. I like bosses having gimmicks that the gimmicks are clear, like how Final Fantasy X scan tells you how to solve each fight's gimmick. Yeah. I think in a game like this, though, it needs a good balance. Like, you need bosses that have puzzle gimmicks, and you need other bosses that are just like straight fights. Like, sometimes, you know, it's a pacing thing. Sometimes it feels good to just wild out on a boss, you know? Like, set your defenses, like, get in your attacks, and just, you know, fight a very standard boss. And then the next 2 or 3 bosses might have gimmicks to deal with or whatnot. You might have one boss that's just like a straight up puzzle, but I still think you need those baseline bosses and experiences. All bosses are DPS checked. Not all. Especially if you can screw around with stuff like trance in this game. I'm pretty sure there's been at least one boss we've gotten past that we probably weren't really supposed to get past, but a well-timed trance pop got us through. Pretty which RPG it is, I kind of like the idea of having bosses that were sort of both. Like, you can fight them normally, but puzzle it out as a shortcut. Ah, that does sound familiar. I'm not sure what it... I feel like I know what you're talking about. Final Fantasy IX, the main difficulty of every boss is stealing the Rare 4th item. Ah, who do you think he is? It's his way, we can't change him. Let's get going. Alright, so what is this? Let's see. There's something written on it. My power is protected behind a tornado. Alright, we got the wind mirror. So Final Fantasy VII the only one to have the Lucky Sevens gimmick? I don't think so. I don't think it is. You read easier if you keep it still. Honestly, dude, just like long boss fights, especially in puzzle bosses where they continue like 7 times longer than they need, even though I already know what I have to do. Yeah, once you've figured out the gimmick to something, there shouldn't be a great distance between that understanding and actually doing what you need to do. So in 2, my power is protected underwater, surrounded by the earth. So the first one we picked up sounded like Clara. My power is protected high atop a fiery mountain. That might be Esagaza. You remember quite some time ago when you said you need to develop every character? Probably, yeah. That means this one too. My power is protected under the shaking ground. Okay, I know where that one is. Oh, okay. I guess we're scavenger hunting now. RPG ROM hacks in a nutshell, too high HP on bosses issue. I don't really like playing RPG ROM hacks in general because I found people are really, really bad at balancing their own RPGs. They always overtune them. That's kind of a problem in like the indie space and ROM hacks in general. But I feel like it's really, really pronounced with RPGs. None of these are on the miscontinent and the map show. The map shows where they are. That's convenient. It's like we got what we came here for. Let's go. You're staring at that mirror for a long time. Anything interesting? Like Hilda said, those things on the wall must have something to do with the seal. Let's think about that later. We need to get out. Mirror, return to me. Who's there? Jesus. There's a game Orwell. How did you like it, Ras? I've had Orwell for a while and I've never started up. By a map, I mean the one on the wall you took them off of. I guess that does make it pretty easy, huh? Energy flow interrupted. Energy to Terra. You dare get in the way of Terra's master plan? What is this? My name is Taharka. Return my mirrors. Just say please when you ask for things. Fool, you'll regret this. Like this boss arena, I really like how many like arenas they made for this game. Like there's a ton. I really appreciate that. Did not do much at all. Don't you have haste? That's right. Hopefully this can help. Okay. Ah, no. This really didn't help. Stole what? Hypnospace is great. I streamed that a long time ago. It was really good. Okay, that worked. That was good. The dagger? Okay, what's this? Are you actually gonna hurt somebody? Kind of. Girl, I don't even know what I want to do with you. There's like no chance this works, but Mithril Claw is nice. I got an item for that asshole who left the party. Cool. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of damage. What the fuck? That actually works? How the shit does that actually work? Oh, for God's sake, okay. Let's see if we've got anything else. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw, like, silence work on a boss without it being some kind of gimmick. Okay. Cool. Okay, he's out. Yeah, that still works. You have... You do. Just in case. How does Orko not have his trance? It's ridiculous. I guess he would have had it if it actually gotten hit. Vivi's dodge is adorable. It's so cute. Nobody else needs to do anything. He's never getting that trance either. I wish he would. I want to double cast this shit. Stupid shrimp. You dead yet? Well, can you just be dead now, please? Maybe try attacking it. I had a plan. I think it was a hasty one. I mean, that's some okay damage too. The shrimp is a jumbo prawn, okay? Oh, don't cast. It can't cast was from him. He actually tried to cast. There we go. No problem. But auto haste are so good. Using the buffs manually run out way too quick. Yeah, it sucks that they burn out so fast in this. Does Sarah have Ifrit? No. We have the stone. We just haven't taught her yet. One is all. All is one. You'll never break the seal. Warp. Okay, bye. This guy's gimmick is supposed to be when he's compacted open, he's meant to take no damage from melee in one form, but Vivi apparently just ignores his defense. Bought a bunch of films from Criterion to celebrate your new job using. Yes, you showed me the pictures of that. That was looked like a lot of good viewing. Like a lot of good viewing. Different thinking pose. Try something drastic. Okay. I just need to try one more than I did last time. Rest. I give up. Cute. I think I have one of those already. Oh, I think I need to redo everybody's stuff now. Actually, let's just wait until we get out of here, because we might be switching up the party again. Criterion's porn for movie nerds. So wait, where does this one go? Oh, it goes here, apparently. That's where it goes. No, I don't want to jump up that way. Let's go Pikachu Eevee has no right being as good as it is. Too far, okay. Even the early gens, the stories are usually your least favorite bits, so shoving more of it down the player's throats was annoying. Did I? Is this the door I came out of? Oh, it is. Nice, sweet. Well, let's go Eevee, but I don't think I should buy a Switch for one game. You don't have to buy a Switch for one game, you can buy a Switch for a lot of games. And that can just be the first of many. I'm not sure how to get that, and I'm also not sure I care. Get Monster Hunter Rise when it comes out, bam, unlimited content for a few years. That's true. People that get into Monster Hunter. Oh, Aunt Tifa. People that get into Monster Hunter play Monster Hunter for like ever. Last Switch literally for Metroid Prime 4 would Fury. Put the Switch before the horse there, didn't you? Got Switch as a present for your family last month. I still don't know what I gave for it. I got my Switch as a Christmas present from my company. And it came with Smash Ultimate. So then I've just been occasionally buying games for it in the wake of that. I don't play it a whole lot. The Switch basically belongs to my kids now. But when something new and exciting comes out, I do steal it back for a while. Also playing the Bard's Tale trilogy. I never knew how grindy those old RPGs were. Yeah, dude. Well, welcome to the RPGs of yesteryear. Maybe activate the traps when you reach the top. No, I'm glad you're okay. Let's go. They're waiting for us outside. Hi. You just came with Animal Crossing Pass. Oh, you got one of the nice Animal Crossing Switches. Man, I know a lot of people that wanted those. That was a big thing back in the day. I wonder if those old RPGs, I wonder if it was a conscious decision to try and like stretch the game content out, or if it was really if they really intended you to just work your way up through the ranks to feel more accomplished in what you're doing. Oh, there's a shortcut. No, there. Okay. Let's not be here anymore. Hey, sorry to keep y'all waiting. So Son Goku wins this game. Well, what happened to Nutslam? A lot of old RPGs balanced around you being completely lost all the time, so you'd level up as you got lost, and when you knew what to do, you'd hopefully should be the right level. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the older dungeon design really lends itself to that. Huge winding paths that go nowhere. When we finish this game, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 1 for y'all. And we'll talk about that in the dungeons. Some of those dungeons are just mean in how meandering and pointless some of the branches are. Rip to Nut Slammer. He got his nut slammed. He slammed his last nut. Old games are just lost leaders for the Nintendo tip line money pit. I've done my time on the Nintendo tip line. I called them several times in my youth. I'm amazed my parents actually let me do that. Dragon Quest 1, for instance, barely told you anything, so you explored and rubbed everything on everything, you're expected to level a bunch. It kind of, like... I kind of don't hate Dragon Quest 1 for that, because it's such a small game to begin with. It almost feels like it's still small enough to support that kind of gameplay without really wasting your time. Once RPGs got bigger than that, though, like, once you started getting to like 40, 60 hour RPGs, I feel like you've got to offer the player a straight shot through that. Real violator, there's Dragon Quest. Oh god, yes. That was the first Dragon Quest I ever played. So yeah, I totally feel you on that. Died as he lives, slamming nuts. He was waiting for us at the top and left as soon as we got there. I think there are two methodologies of JRPGs 30 years ago. One is, oh fuck, we gotta sell, and JRPGs are big. Go, and you have everything from neat ideas badly executed, or by the basic plots that may or may not give your art style or tone, like Jade, Cocoon, Square, and Ghibli art. Two is, oh fuck, all we're known for is our RPGs, and thus gotta explore every aspect they can. This sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. This is true, Durkus. Like, even with something established to go on, a lot of RPG franchises branched out in like really weird ways. It's honestly probably a good thing that the United States only got like Final Fantasy 1, 4, and 6 up front. I do wonder sometimes if Final Fantasy would have been as successful a series if they had brought over the original 2 and 3 as well. Because I feel like one of those two would have hurt the series pretty badly. But I took off. Is he still inside? The weird one's 5. I don't understand why they never brought 5 over. You guys wait here. I'm gonna look for him. No, no. You don't have to do that. He's a big boy, literally. He can take care of himself. They did bring over 2 as the Legends games. No, the Final Fantasy Legend games are Saga games. We didn't. I don't think we got 5. Oh wait, what are you talking about? Are we still talking about the same thing? It's Loner Dottie, a rebel. Yeah, I don't think the West didn't get Final Fantasy 2 until Dawn of Souls on the GBA, right? Final Fantasy is a go-to example of both, because Squaresoft was only saved by making Final Fantasy what they thought was going to be the last game before they go under. Thus there came a change at the shackled Square for decades. I'm in Final Fantasy 7 on PC, playing using a mouse and keyboard. No, it sucks. Yeah. Please, please, please do not play that game with a mouse and keyboard. Get you a gamepad. Although, original PC release of Final Fantasy 7, I don't remember how well it takes to gamepad. 2 had the Saga leveling system, was the same producer. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all on PS1 releases. They never released Final Fantasy 3 for some reason. It might be because... no, that doesn't line up. I wonder why... yeah, that's actually a good question. Why no 3? I started Legend of Dragoon and went, maybe I'll watch it instead. Actually, it's obviously not over here. Maybe it's over here? Not Slammer! Just not a big JRPG player anymore, that's fair. I fell off JRPGs for a while, and then I started to get back into them through some indie games, and I was like, oh, I should give JRPGs another chance, and the chance I gave them was Final Fantasy 13. So that put me right back off them again for quite some time. I think Final Fantasy just kind of went too far with experimentation. Now it just doesn't have a real identity. No, I think Final Fantasy has a stronger identity than it's ever had. I feel like the Final Fantasy games are very comfortable in like this like weird techno-magical modern fantasy sci-fi setting that they've conjured around themselves. I think the trouble they're running into now is making good games out of that. I feel like Square knows, like, or the directors at Square know how they want their game to feel, but they're less good at figuring out how they want their game to play. That's the impression I've gotten from like Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 15. I think this was the period. I think Final Fantasy, like the PlayStation 1 era of Final Fantasy games, I think this was the awkward exploration phase. Because they took a huge swerve away from Final Fantasy 6 and it worked. They took a huge risk there and it paid off. And then they were like, okay, awesome, let's do this but more. And that was Final Fantasy 8 and that didn't go so hot. So then they're like, okay, we need to pull it back. That didn't quite work. Let's do Final Fantasy 9. And I mean, it seemed to work for them. Maybe it didn't work out so well commercially. Like, fans love this game. But they seem to go right back to their own unique brand of weirdness with 10, and I kind of feel like from 10, they had an idea of what they were doing. They had the aesthetic, I guess. And since then, it's just been it's been them evolving that and also trying to figure out the gameplay. At release, Final Fantasy 9 was not popular. Okay, there you go. So yeah, that makes sense. They tried a big change with 7 and it paid off. They tried a bigger change with 8, it didn't pay off. They tried to go back. They tried to go back to the classics with 9, and apparently that didn't pay off. People wanted Final Fantasy 7. And 9, yeah, 9 was definitely not 7. And it's funny, I don't think 9 suffers at all in the comparison to 7. Like, I certainly have gripes with this game, but it's not like, I am not sitting here like, well, Final Fantasy 7 did it better, because it didn't. Wait, I actually have to fight things as... I'm not doing this, fuck you. Eat shit, I'm out of here. These motherfuckers can turn me to stone. I ain't sticking around for this. Square also has a problem in that they keep making new engines for each game, throwing out everything instead of utilizing what they have. New and have and is need to make it shinier and bigger. Yeah. I mean, if that works, it works really well, and it's like, you know, it's... God, why are there enemies? Why the shit are there enemies here? Oh no, your press is 400 gil. Hang on, chat. I'll catch up with you in a second. Hey, good job getting through that gimmick dungeon. That was a ton of fun, wasn't it? Hey, you want to do it with one character now? No. No, I fucking don't. Alright, we're gonna sit here for a second. Gameplay of Final Fantasy 13 seems bad at first. The paradigm shifting is fast-paced gambling strategy type gameplay, which is fun. Okay, my problem with Ragnarokia, I actually really like the gameplay in 13. Like, from what I've seen of it, I was really, really enjoying it. I couldn't get past the story. I could not handle the story in 13. It's so bad. It's so bad. 9 through 10 I hate, no idea on 11. 12 was pretty fun, never played 13. 14's the best in the series. Yeah, I don't really consider the MMOs in these conversations of like best Final Fantasies because they're so very much their own beasts. Final Fantasy these days also falls into some really dumb issues that don't make sense to even fall into. Like 13 and 15 can't do a grade system at all since they don't tell you what affects them. Their combat just has really dumbass flaws. Like 13 having the entire party die if the leader dies, so you pray to God the AI do their job. Yeah. And 15 just is broken by the pro strategy of hold the circle button and occasionally heal. Yeah, it feels like they always, like... I'd say probably after 9, from 10 and on, Final Fantasy games wanted to do these, like, these like massive breakout like combat systems, like totally different, unlike anything you've seen before. And a lot of them just fall flat. A lot of them are, even if they don't fall flat, they have these really weird, like, annoying details to them. Don't think it's a coincidence the merger with Enix was about the time of 10. I thought the merger with Enix was to save them from the fallout of their film venture. To save them from the fallout of Spirits Within. 13 tried to do a skill tree and ended up pointless since it's completely linear, so you might as well have took the levels. Yeah. Square benefit greatly from the understanding that what games need to be popular isn't better technology, but simply be better games. Yeah. Square is just obsessed with having expanded universes for every Final Fantasy, even though they don't always need one. Like, every Final Fantasy game without fail since 10 has had random spin-off. Yeah, that was always weird to me. Like, I remember with Final Fantasy 13, did they announce it as like this giant sprawling franchise of games before they even had the original Final Fantasy 13 out? I wonder if that's like Kingdom Hearts syndrome. I wonder if they saw like the giant filthy piles of money they made off of Kingdom Hearts like spinning off in every stupid way possible, and we're like, we could do this with all of our games. This thematic is demonstrating the perils of working alone. I actually dislike 13's combat, can't stand mandatory AI companions and turn-based combat. That's fair. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I want Final Fantasy side series that are just action RPGs. That's because just your pervert game style. What are... Square's made action RPGs, right? What are they? Oh wait, I know what happened to this idiot. Man, I know what happened to him. He fell down this hole. The bouncer's like a brawler. I'm talking about like Diablo style. I guess action RPGs isn't a very useful genre descriptor, is it? There's Final Fantasy Tactics available on PC. That would be nice. Though, man, watching Tino play through Final Fantasy Tactics again, that game's got some fucking issues. That game has a whole shelf worth of issues that I think I just kind of glossed over when I played it originally because it was so fresh and different. And some of those missions are dog shit. Crystal Chronicles maybe for an ARPG. I never played Crystal Chronicles. I've always been curious about it. Isn't there something in here? Isn't there maybe something I can do? Watch this motherfucker cast Doom on me immediately. Gave up on Final Fantasy Tactics with the Chocobo. Took up a character slot even though I was riding him. If I remember correctly, like, monster allies in that game are like traps. You don't ever need them. They don't ever do anything useful. They just take up space in your roster. I mean, yeah, there were some cool monsters. Were there useful monsters, though? Wait, what am I doing? It's stupid. Best thing mods ever did for Dragon Age Origins, making dog a pet and not a character slot. Okay, I heard him groaning down here. Crisis Core was an RPG? Killing me with your punch. I know! I caught... Oh, there he is. Walked right past him. Who's there? Who do you think, dipshit? Son Goku, why did you come back? Nut Slammer, what happened to you? Answer my question. I told you we might be enemies next time we met. Yeah, you look real threatening. Would you come back to mock me? Say some strange things. The guys outside told me that you hadn't come out yet. That's why I came here looking for you. We don't have anything to do with each other anymore. You don't have anything to gain from this, or do you? I don't understand you. I don't understand the way you think. Who cares about what I have to gain? You need help right now. You don't care? You're willing to put yourself at risk to save me? Come on, we've helped each other many times since we joined forces. We have. Have we done that much together? You're part of the team. That's all that matters. You when injured, Amaranth makes sure to take a chill pose. It's a bromance we've been waiting for. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I can't just walk away. It goes against my nature. And that's what being a part of the team means? Isn't it? No, that's enough talk. Let's get out of here. Just teach this motherfucker the meaning of friendship. Is that seriously? That's seriously what this detour was for. And then they fucked. Okay. Listen up, everyone. Let's sort out what we found in the castle. Mirrors. We found a bunch of mirrors. On top of this castle is a mural, a map of the world. There are 4 mirrors on the mural. The writing on the mirrors is in the language only I can read. My power is protected under the shaking ground. Okay, that's the earthquake desert. My power is protected behind a tornado. Oh, I know where that is. I know where that is. That's the canyon where the wind's, like, blowing outward. My power is protected high atop a fiery mountain. Alright, so I guess there's a path. Oh, the volcano in Estagaza. Use Odin much as an accessory for him in Ipsen's castle. I think from the stairs in the middle of the first room. Not 100% sure. I don't use Odin a whole lot. Not enough Slammer-sized character development. He disappears from the story. Rings of Fate on DS. Odin's accessory turns him from an instant kill of Oh, I would actually like that. That would actually be nice. On the other hand, I have to go into Ipsen's castle again. Underwater, surrounded by the earth. I think I know where this one is. I think that's the little stone spire sticking out of the inland ocean. I'm sure the mirrors are pointing us to locations that help us break the seal. What the monster said before he perished provided us with a clue about the seal. One is all is one. Meaning there is a connection between these 4 seals. Then we tried pecking for loot with... Yeah. So what do you do? Are we going to take each location one by one? One is all are one. We're going to conquer all 4 locations at once. We're not going together like we always do? No, I'm going to drop off 2 of us in each location. I see. Hey, I'll go with Sarah. What? Why? That's it. Put the 2 healers together. Genius. It's called Ladies First, Son Goku, and we girls have things to talk about. Is that okay with you, Sarah? Sure, but where are we going first? Well, the nearest location would be... One of the locations you mentioned is just south of us. Oh, you were listening to us? I've been a sailor for a long time. I'm confident in my sense of direction. My power is protected underwater, surrounded by the earth. The location must have something to do with water. Why not go there first? Alright. Thanks for your help. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you forget your destination. Please remember to equip yourselves properly while we are on board. Consider you're pairing off, you got bosses to fight. Imagine if half of the team never got developed. Well, you just have to develop them now. You can relax, buddy. You're beginning to sound like someone I know. Alright, Aaron, let's go. Yes, sir. Now departing. I guess this is to get people equipped, so we'll do that. Angry Oddish incoming virus to Electric Boogaloo. Hopefully nothing that bad. Alright, Alright, let's go through everybody's junk. Jesus Christ, that has a lot of attack. Fortunately, I already learned Detect. Sargatanas. Oh, there's the Epitaph Fragment. Okay, adds Petrify. Okay, so this is the most powerful Thief's Dagger. That's cool. I did notice after last, on Thursday, I was looking through the achievements, because I'm actually starting to get achievements for this game, and apparently we picked up a couple ultimate weapons. Well, ultimate weapons. This is probably another one of them. But yeah, the Whale Whisker is like the ultimate, racket or whatever the hell it is. That's fine. That's probably better. Chocobo Chest has some ultimate weapons, yeah. Auto Life. I don't think I want to give you Auto Reflect. So we'll go with that. Okay, you've got that on everything. I've not been using this dude at all. That's not intentional either. Like, I want to use him, but there's only been a couple spots across the last couple of dungeons where we need to change characters, and people have always had some reason not to take him. So, alright, you can do Return Magic. This is probably fine. Or how comes the ultimate dagger, there's better thief swords? Ah, okay. Glare is probably good. And then I was thinking about giving you, yeah, give you Auto Reflect. Yeah, Whale Whisker's hers. Kuraga's on it, so I guess they expect you to find it. Still learning that. Okay. And then... I want to change party members. Jarb. Fuck it, you can have the good one. Work backwards from there. Since we got this in something else now. Man, you're gonna need something more useful than this. Okay. So where they got to license out Scott Steiner for this game. Dragon Breath. Oh, you got your best thing you do anyway. Sure. Shield, Demon Mail. Okay, I think we need to keep you on that. I've not used Hubert in like a million years. Huh, I wonder who the Glutton's robe is supposed to be for. Guess we'll never know. The red hat. And little forks don't matter. Okay. Truly failing, Squaresoft did not include Big Papa Pump in one of the Final Fantasy games. Wait, no. Who did I miss? Aunt Tifa, that's who I missed. You are not Aunt Tifa. You are. Godspeed. We're done with that. Oh my god. You wearing? Okay, you're keeping that. Your magic defense is through the roof with that thing. Healer. Mini. She's on level up. I remember we were gonna work at her. We were gonna work on her for something. I don't remember what the original plan was, but hopefully this game is pretty cool animation. Hi. I wonder what Terra's like. I wonder what Terra is. Terra's as big as Gaia. Its restoration is complete. Will Alexandria bustle with airships like Lindblom? See you back there. The engine is working fine. Son Goku, it's time I show my stuff. I learn more as I eat more. We on airship. Maybe go eat food from all around the world. Final Fantasy IX have an island closest to Hell iteration? I think it does. I think it's the one. It's the island with the killer sheeps. Emperor Misia would have been more prosperous with airship technology similar to Lindblom's, or would it have caused more strife? Hello, windmills. I hate heights. Windmills are great. Cool. Jesus Christ. Running around all over the world to find another world. It's nonsense. It's locked. Yans are the most dangerous normal enemy in the game. You're in your destination, sure. Alright, so that happened. I tell you what, let's park for a second and save. Let's park. That's right, you can only land on grass. Not Slammer's a one-worlder. Hey, there you are. Woo-ba-da-woo. So I'm really curious how this is gonna work. Like, if we're gonna go around to these locations and drop people off and then do them, or... the top buttons don't make you turn hard. Have you annoyed save move yet? Yes, I have. Water Shrine. Are you gonna be okay by yourselves? You're the one who suggested we split up. What, don't you trust me and Sarah? It's not that I don't trust you. You just wanted to pair up with Sarah. We better get going. We need to take all points simultaneously. You're right. Where are you going next, and who are you going to drop off? My power is protected high atop a fiery mountain. I think I'll ask Gadget and Nut Slammer to take that location. Alright, now, get going. Don't make us ladies wait. I'll be back to get you guys soon. Well, now that the men are gone, we can do all the girl talk we want. Girl talk? What? So yeah, we drop everybody off. And then Sarah's gonna get gacked for sure. Huh, it actually cooled. You're going to overheat. Just a little closer. Son Goku, the heat is going to kill the engine if we get any closer. Okay, when we get closer to the volcano, you two head for the shrine's entrance. Why do I have to go with her? Oh, sorry, did you want to go with Antifa? Yes. Fucker. Good luck! Alright, next destination is protected behind a tornado. Pairing up Jarbsy and Cubert seems like a bad idea. I think I'll ask Orko to babysit Jarbsy. Wow, we're going with Cubert. I'm gonna replace Mog in her heart. Singing ships it. Shoo. Whee. Alright, wasn't it like way down here? Is this it? Yeah, this is where they want me to go. Bad idea giving gadgets on the rebound. He's coated in metal, this is perfect. Wind won't buffer him quite as badly. Wow, the wind is strong. It's the wind shrine, so it's protected by strong gusts. Be careful not to get blown away. There's no need to worry. Master Orko, just follow me. Okay. See? There's nothing to fear. Really? Ah! Mr. Orko. You're okay because you're wearing armor. I just said that. He was obviously listening. Let's move forward, Master Orko. Slowly. Are you okay? I'm with Cubert. I should worry more about myself. Just check our equipment and see what blue magic Cubert can use. Our power's protected into the shaking ground, huh? Steiner's such a good big brother for Vivi. I really like them together. I do not remember this part of the game at all. Like, even a little bit. I have literally no memories of this. This is a moment when first playing the game you realize I know the guy I've ignored the entire game I now need to fight with. When I was younger, I was a lot worse about ignoring characters. I don't really do that anymore. I was like mixing up my parties as much as I can. Son Goku, you won't go with me. Well, it sort of got stuck with the leftovers. You don't have to explain, I'm so happy. Huh? Their old saying in my tribe. Leftovers, good. So we find good things in this cave. It's probably full of good food. Okay, so I redid everybody's equipment, but I didn't redo their abilities. So I may need... Hey, old saying in my tribe, verbs are nerds. So I'm not a roguelike, I'm on break and so is my brain. Perfect time to join the GPG stream. You know it. If I take a couple of these killers off... auto regen. That might be overkill though. I have a funny feeling I'm gonna need Stone Killer in here. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess on some things. Status. I don't think you need add status. You don't need counter, it never works. I wish I had auto float. Actually. This is the Earth Dungeon, so I'm assuming auto float is going to come in handy. Jelly. Actually, now I'm wondering, can I give you Undead Killer? Okay. I'd assume Stone Killer. Do we have another auto? There it is. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not actually gonna equip you with auto life anyway. Okay. Actually, if they're undead. Do you have... Keeper doesn't have any killer abilities. Actually, I can do both. I can do Stone Killer and Undead Killer. Perfect. Alright. We all float down here now. 2:41 a.m. here. I just woke up a couple of hours ago. Ouch. There's no one here. It's empty. Yeah. Huh? What wrong? Did the ground just shake? Quick time event. Place is empty. It's too quiet. They probably got scared of us and ran away. I hope so. Ah! I hate it when you fret like that. That's why I always worry about you. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. I just have a lot of things on my mind. Yeah, we almost flat like pancake. Hope there aren't too many more of those. Sarah, please be safe. What the? It's a trap. Be careful. Yeah. Let's go on, Tifa. Is everybody having as shitty a time as us? Oh, that was easy. Ha, it's place to put mirror. Yeah, we're all set. Put mirror. Place the mirror right here. Been waiting for you. Nah. It was too easy. It must have been disappointing for you. I should have wait, am I not gonna get the chance to redo everybody else's abilities? Gadget, stand back. Fuck's sake. That's kind of shitty. Like, I thought this was gonna be 4 separate dungeons, not one dungeon and a bunch of cutscenes. Like, you don't even, like... The only people you know where they're going are Sarah and Antifa. It's just as Kuja said. He said I should expect intruders. Wait a minute. That's Lich. Was that Carrie at the Fire Shrine? Under Kuja's command? You're not a good person. Why you work for him? Dude, I'm made of skulls. How good can I be? No, we're the Guardians of Terra. Guardians of Terra? Yes, we're the Guardians of Terra. Yeah, you're totally Carrie. She has legs, though. That's kind of weird. That's right, they retranslate as Marilith. Filled with the power of Terra itself. What is Terra? Did not become guardians to chat with mortals. Derive pleasure from ending your worthless lives. Just to prove how powerful you are. So you understand. Will that knowledge help you? Ifrit even in this? Ifrit's a summon. We could get Ifrit for Sarah right now. I just don't have it equipped. Because I'd rather have more abilities. Taking fights with strangers in a place like this. I used to know someone like that. He was a loser. He refused to find beneficial ways to use his power. Instead, he'd seek out people to fight. Nut slammer. What are you talking about? We'll show you what he means. Interesting. We shall regret this. It's Tiamat, right? Finished already? Such weaklings. You. Shut up, nobody cares. He's too fast, I can't target him with my magic. We can't take him on with just the two of us. Master Orko, a true man never gives up in a fight. What did you just call me? But we can defeat this monster if we work together. So, which one of you will perish first? Silence! I shall vanquish you. What? Master Orko, I shall attempt to hold him down. You attack him with your magic while I hold him down. But what if I miss the target? I trust you, Orko. Okay. Yeah. Kuja told us there'd be 8 rats. It's alright, it's just the two of us. Did you have a feast prepared? You know, worry, we eat everything. Ah, so you're attempting to conquer all 4 shrines at once. How futile. We'll see about that. Must try eating before we give up. What will you lower life forms do on Terra? We won't know until we get there. Let's eat to find out what tastes good. It's my lesson from traveling around the world. Good. I shall show you the true meaning of fear. So we don't even get to see Kraken? I love how the response makes it sound like we actually didn't need to split up. We made this harder on ourselves for no reason. We can fly! I'm sorry, we got a what? Yeah, real quick. Lol. Sorry, I'm rooting for Skull Dude. It's not Warhammer, dude. It doesn't work that way. Avenger, that sounds cool. Get back his gym suit. Can I eat him? I want to eat him. I don't have a real reason to, I just want to. General principle. Okay, he's out. Stab. Ow, that kind of hurt. Just in case. Mighty Guard already wear off on Cubert? There's always 4 items to steal. It's like a 1% chance to steal a 4th. I have 100% steal rate turned on, so. Do you have something that will help with this? Oh, wait, you do actually. You do. White Wind. Good night, Rast. Thanks for coming out. It's great to see you. That is a cheat on the PC version of Final Fantasy IX, among others. Yeah. Yeah, I have guaranteed stealing on. Wait, I thought it was. I'm thinking of another power. Nice. Well done. Stab you with my spork. My wind is a heal for a third of Cubert's max HP. There's something that does like the difference between max health and I thought it was a heal. It might be like Goblin Punch or something. Big ol' whatever. Non-elemental damage. Oh, is it Matrix Magic? No, that's not it. Lemon Glove? No. Pumpkinhead? Ah, it's Pumpkinhead. Okay. That's Remedy. Yeah, wait. I feel like this fight can't last much longer. Isn't this guy an undead? True. He's also a total chump. Just because I correctly guessed that whoever's at the Earth Shrine is probably going to use Earthquake. So I can just keep stabbing him for a while. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. So we actually have to fight all 4 of these battles. I'm really curious how the Sarah Aunt Tifa one goes down. Eat him! I hope I can eat him. I really want to eat him. I think this Earthquake deals like 1k damage. Yeah, we'd probably be screwed if we didn't have auto float. I think Hubert would just be... What a fucking way to go. I didn't think you'd eat bosses. Oh my god, that rules. I love it. You cannot punk Cetra in this manner. Wonder if everyone okay? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're waiting for us by now. Right, we go back to airship now. I did not think that was gonna work at all. Fresh air, finally. Son Goku is unbelievable, asking us ladies to fight a monster like that. Oh my gosh! What's wrong, Aunt Tifa? I completely forgot. We're all alone, too. What is it? There's a question I need to ask you. I've been waiting for a chance to ask you for the longest time. Give me an honest answer, okay? Do I not have to fight the other battles? Surely I have to fight the other battles. Surely Kraken's gonna, like, bust out of the ground and interrupt this or something. We have to ask the question before I can answer. You love Son Goku? What? Why? You have to answer me. Do you love him or not? Hey, zero ship up. Okay. You fight them all later? Why would you interrupt all this cutscene for the... Okay, so now I'm like double plus curious, because Manic was like, this is the whole reason why you have to level up all your different characters throughout the game. It's like, no. Actually, no. If I don't even have to fight the other battles. This is Singular Remember TMX sitting all over me. What the fuck? You think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and lie? I mean, Manic's been giving me very good, very helpful advice for this game the whole time, so. I'm gonna tell you it's just Chef Guy, you need to gear up, decided to be more upsetting to not spoil you. Remember fighting Tiamat with a full party? Oh, maybe they do the four Fiends things later. The real question is, what was Manic's ulterior motive? Hey, Nut Slammer, I didn't know you were here. So go to Shimmering Island, then to Terra. Yeah, it's near Estagaza. It won't take long. Beat this game twice at least. I've never beaten this game. I played it once before when I was in college, and I got to like the end game sequence, and I wasn't motivated to finish it. So this is my run back to actually finish it the first time. So but it's good to see you collapsing in. Tell me something. What motivates you to do this? Had it when you were a kid a long time ago? I never had a PlayStation 1. I picked this up after I got a PlayStation 2. And I wanted to fill in the gaps in my library. I was a big Square fan when I was younger. I have the original Final Fantasies, like the American 1, 2, and 3. And then after 7 and 8, I played 7 and 8 on PC. So I missed 9, and then I got a PlayStation 2 in part to play 10, and then I went back and got 9. Find out what Cooch is after. PC version, good choice. You're just yes, absolutely yes. So the PC version improves all of the 3D graphics, like the characters, the monsters, all the 3D stuff looks fantastic. It didn't do so much for the pre-rendered backgrounds, but I'm using something called the Moguri mod. It's a free download. It AI upscales all the backgrounds. It looks gorgeous. It makes this game look so incredibly good. So yes, I would heartily recommend the PC version. PC version also comes with some really helpful cheats to get around some of the more annoying design features in this game. Like I have the steal odds cranked up to 100%, so I just have to steal like 2 or 3 times at the beginning of a battle, and then I can just get on with my life. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I just want to find out what Cooch is after. I also want to know more about the planet Terra. Can't resist the urge to step into an unknown world, huh? What, you think I'm going there just to satisfy my curiosity? Am I wrong? No, I guess you're right. Beginning to understand why he won and I lost. I lost against his way of thinking. Alright, so that happened. I really want to know what we got from eating the Skelly Man. I've been going super magic heavy. I'm gonna take... How the hell is Gadget such high level? Oh, I think that might have been from the Desert Palace, I think. Let's take these folks and just beat the hell out of things. Final Fantasy 12 on Steam has 2x, 4x speed increase, which helps massively for the type of game it is. 8 has similar speed up, doesn't really work at all for the combat, yeah. Because 8, you want as much time as possible to refresh your auras. Your limit breaks using aura. Amarin is cool. Amarin's an interesting design. I kind of wish they did more with this character. I guess I should also probably save real quick. Just in case. Does this game have a really weird point of no return? I was thinking about that today. Doesn't this game have like an actually like unexpected this is it? Well, there you go. I didn't expect that. Yeah, that's actually something I remember. That was something I remembered from when I played it before. Is like the point of no return just happened. You do come back after, but some stuff gets locked out permanently. Some towns are locked out forever. I do remember that. I remember what happened. Okay, yeah, okay. Wow, we're actually really close to the end. Because we go to the place, a bunch of stuff is revealed, we come back, everything's locked down, and it's the final dungeon, right? Holy shit, I did not realize we were this close to the end of the game. This game's got some great music collapsing, yeah. This theme, the Chocobo theme, and Beatrix's theme, I love. They're so good. Something Something Fields. Fuck it, let's go. I'm fine with this. Once we get back, you can also do the thing to see where Sarah's name is. Okay, cool. Yeah, if there's anything in particular y'all want me to do when we come back from Terra, we can do it. Yeah, Beatrix's theme is amazing. Like, I'm shocked at how good the music for that one is. How good that music is. It's not the music for a piece of music. Mr. Son Goku, I'm showing abnormal readings. Fury Fighter, you realize, as soon as we finish this, I'm going to start Final Fantasy 1 for chill nights, right? While we select a new chill night game. So, remember to Chocobo at Shimmering Island spot for treasure when you're out. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have to do a little bit of exploring when we come back, because I don't think I did any the first time I played the game. It sounds like there might be some interesting stuff to do. Once we come back. It feels like the ship's getting sucked in. Son Goku, it might be dangerous to keep going. I like Final Fantasy 1 even had the GBA version. I massively prefer the original NES version to the GBA version. I liked the GBA version enough until I got to the bosses. I got so pissed at the bosses. I hate what they did to the final boss in that game. You beat 1 too? Coincidence? Well, good. Yeah, when we yes, when we finish this game, we'll be playing this. Actual classic cartridge. I'm looking forward to that. It hasn't actually been that long since I last played Final Fantasy 1, and it's a really fun playthrough, honestly. Main issue with the original version, the enemy dies, you hit the arrow where the enemy used to be and waste your turn. Yeah, that sucks. I'm not going to deny that sucks. That's a very, very simple quality of life thing that just was left out of the original game, and it sucks. It's in fact one of those things that once you played the game a bunch of times, you get really familiar with it. You kind of have a sense of how many times to hit each enemy, so you can spread the damage around more efficiently. Before you know it, I'd be running Final Fantasy 1 randomizer. I'd actually like to try that. That actually sounds pretty neat. We bust in on the airship. All we know is that this is the entrance. I heard the people of Estogaza call it the Spirit Road. Are you doing all monk party? No. I'm going to let you guys pick our party, but I'm going to set down some ground rules. And the main ground rule is no more than 2 of a single character. The other ground rule is... well, we'll see what you guys pick off of that, and I might veto what you pick, depending. I'm going to do a Twitch chat randomizer. The path that leads souls to terror. The thing is, it would be super, super boring to play that game with just 1 or 2 classes. Like, it would either just be all magic all the time, or all beating faces all the time. And I feel like that would get pretty tedious. So, dual black mages. 2 monks, 2 thieves. Oh, God. That might be doable. Well, I'm pretty sure any party is technically doable. We'll talk about it. Beat it, Thief solo. It just takes forever. Holy shit, Thief solo? That's wild, collapsing. How does that even work? Maybe it's a teleportation gate, like the one in Kucha's hideout. You keep re-saying the NES if you don't get optimal level up stats. Okay, I can see how that would take a really long time. Really though, as long as it's in 2 red mages, you're good. We need at least a red mage for max. You know, every time I've played through Final Fantasy 1, it's been fighter, thief, white mage, black mage. So I'm totally fine with doing a different party. Monks and red mages I would be interested in using just because I've never seriously used them. But we'll have to talk about it a bit. Because the big thing is if you leave out white mages and black mages, there are certain things you get locked out of. Because red mages, I think, can only go up to tier 5 spells, I think. Gotta have a white mage MVP. Order the 2 monks, beat it, thief solo for maximum nerding, optimal level up strats. Twitch randomizer pretty good. Upgraded ninja at whatever level it is. I bet that helps a lot. Cause yeah, then ninjas can learn quick, right? I'm pretty sure they can learn quick. And then they cast quick on themselves and then they just murder everything. Mr. Son Goku, we're getting sucked in. What shall I do? What now, Son Goku? We may not be able to turn back. Ah, they signal it. They actually signal it. Keep moving forward. We're going out on the deck. What do you mean? Sarah is right. We can jump into the teleporter. From this height? Only hybrid class run? Oh, like none of the pure classes? Got over red mage. He's got the best hat. We do need a red mage. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out some way to do it. I'm not. It's probably not gonna be a dragon coin thing. We might need to like communally. We might need to come to some kind of party consensus in Discord or something. It'll be fine considering all that we've been through. This is nothing. That's nothing. Oh. Consensus in Discord. Oh, that should be easy. Whee! Into my eyeballs. These guys are so high. It's pretty. I watched the randomizer races and they abuse things like shirts that when used cast spells. Like, that, I think that's expected. Like, because of the spellcasting system in 1 is like old school D&D where you have a certain number of casts before you have to rest it in inn. The items in the game that cast spells when used are absolutely invaluable. And you can get some really good ones. Like, you can get, like, the tier 2 attack spells on items. And, like, some pretty decent cure spells on items. The place is pretty blue, yeah. Do a 12 option vote with 4 picks. Take the highest 4, and too bad if that means 2 of a class is going to be really hard to see. I think 4 fighter is actually good boring, though. I wonder, like... I feel like that'd be slow getting going. But once it did get going, it would be pretty hard to stop. Healing would be such a pain in the dick, though. This would just be potions. It'd be potions until the class changed. And then I imagine all their spells would just go towards healing. Could this be Terra? What's this light? Could it be? Oh god, he's gonna knock us all down! So, you finally came. The time has come at last to... Who the heck are you? I don't think that's supposed to happen. Is that supposed to happen? Because if it's supposed to happen, it's really funny. Ask my name, will you? Then let us ask. Also, he has, like... He has a glowing red thing in his chest cavity. Did Final Fantasy V 4X Berserker run. Had to get to level 99, about 6 hours on Final Boss to finally be able to good... Yeah, I've heard all Berserkers is like the nightmare run in Final Fantasy V. Quad Zerker. Zane just doesn't care about letting him talk. Yeah, if that was planned, that was hilarious. What is your name? Me? My name is... What is your name? Hey, what's your problem? I'm trying to tell you my name. So you believe a given name has meaning. Boy, you have been bewitched by the light of the blue moon. What do you know? You must be from Terra. You know nothing, and that is all. Come and see for yourself. See what Terra is and what you are. He's gone. Basically, I have to overlevel at a certain point to have any realistic chance to get past Sandworm. Gone. Son Goku! Sarah, are you alright? Yes, everyone's fine. Come, let's hurry. Yes, I'm keeping this team. I didn't make this team to do fucking nothing with them. Okay. We're still floating. Oh, I didn't redo Jarbsy and Nut Slammer skills. It's a mover. Did I say virus combo? I guess the shakers are up ahead. Okay, that didn't kill it. I need to figure out... Jesus, God, they do a lot of damage. Maybe we can eat it now? I would like to. I know can eat. So just straight up can't eat. Okay. Seems like some kind of gimmick enemy. Collapsing dude, thank you for the follow. Goodbye. Forget the challenge runs they do for 9. Yeah, I wonder what they would do for 9. Could they do single character runs? Jesus Christ, these things hit hard. Also, we hit hard, so floating corpse. Let's get a couple levels in us. Low level is 1. Oh good. You have You're dead and infected. Perfect. Level 1 is the usual challenge for Final Fantasy 9. I can't use your blue magic outside of battle, can I? No. HP 20. Level ability, antibody. I guess we're gonna want antibody. I don't think you have a status on yours right now. You need counter. Man, I put counter on everybody. I don't know how garbage it is. How they not level? Bosses don't give you XP, yeah. Sure, why not? You can take that off. Okay, you have antibody. Antibody protects against poison and venom. It doesn't protect against virus. It's stupid. Well... nothing protects against a virus, other than mask, of course. Stay safe. Well, if things are using virus, they might use poison and venom too, so just in case. Guess I don't need these. Alright, I'm gonna go with this for now. I love these title cards. I love these title cards so much. Hey. It's not real. Good old mid-90s PowerPoint title cards. Gotta love them. Something cool down here? Yes. There's something cool down here. These are the same kind of treasure chest they had in Ipsen's castle. I mean, it makes sense. It's the seal, right? Garland, you left your shit all over the place. I think dragon wrists are new. Lancer. Anybody else need this more than you? Actually lowers your magic stuff. Nah, you can have this. This zone is like lucid dreaming. For gadget. And the NPC went that way. Time to go the other way instead for loot. That is the eternal refrain of the JRPG. Which way am I supposed to go? Alright, I don't want to go that way. I'm not going that way until every other possibility has been exhausted. Please don't make me go that way. I think that may be in large part why people hate cutscenes so much. Is a cutscene means you fucked up. Cutscene means you went the right way and now you're locked out of getting something cool. Hey, wait up, she has a tail. She is also a Saiyajin. Tell me this is a shaker. Tell me it's a shaker. Oh, it's a ringleader. Boring. Okay, this is fucked. Save point equals boss fight equals turn back around and look for more first. True. Hubert, can you eat Terra people? Yeah, but they're gross. Okay, well apparently virus didn't land. That's good. What's your problem? No self-awareness whatsoever. None at all. The fuck? It's just a pile of eyeballs. Hecta eyes. Jesus. Let me hang on. Roulette could be blue magic. Nope, 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 nope. Roulette is way better for the monsters than it is for us. Of course he has immunity to his own magic. That's cheating. That is hardcore cheating. Let's give the enemy an instant kill attack that can target anyone, including itself. Oh, and let's also make it immune to it. We're getting on to the end of the game, so that they have to roll out all their most bullshit attacks, I guess. Virus and instant death. This is a smart monster. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, if I could pull shit like that, I would. But I'm not allowed. He's looking out for himself. That would be a cool thing if you could set that up. Like, if you could teach Qbert, like, the roulette blue magic, and also Qbert had an equipable ability that was, like, anti-doom, that prevented instant kills, that would be cool. Where'd she go? Is there a piece of equipment? I'm not gonna look for it right now. Is there a piece of equipment that prevents instant death in this game? Because sometimes there is. Final Fantasy V instant death will heal someone wearing bone armor. That's cool. Oh, she's down there. Man, they came out. I'm not doing this. Are you fucking kidding me? That's actually the only way you can beat Final Fantasy V is Quad Zerker, pretty much. Interesting. Interesting. My money! I dropped my money! You can jump or you can go down. Wait, there's a thing. Mithril Racket. Alright, I think down there is where I want to go. So, or where I'm supposed to go. Let's go over here first. Quad Zerker sounds pretty Chad. A remedy, great. Alright, I have a couple of those. Hi! Who are you? You don't remember anything, do you? Had 2 Berserkers hitting boss, 2 Berserkers, a zombie with instant death weapons who would attack me, and then was hoping on RNG for them to hit and then heal the correct 2 people. Sounds like living on the razor's edge. Sorry, my earbuds gave out. I think it's the controller. I think it's the controller. It's not a problem. I don't have that problem during the day. I don't have that problem when I'm playing like random games, but I do seem to have that problem when I play games with my controller. Namely this game. Not fun is pretty much how you sum up that challenge. Follow me and you will understand us. And maybe your own heritage as well. Hey, wait, hold on a sec. Hi. Once you go on, you'll see. Ah, it's another remix of the title theme. That's really nice. No, I was just starting to appreciate it. I don't want that. I want... Where is it? How do I get to it? Let me get it. Shit. Big eyeball-y piece. Oh, come on! Really neat challenge. Just killing someone the instant you start the match. Yeah. Interesting challenge to overcome that. Omega Flan. I don't want my Flan looking at me. Alright, sorry. We're doing this now. I want to see if there's anything... I want to see if there's anything I have that prevents instant death. I don't think it counts as shadow damage. No. Nope. Nope, you just get to eat shit against those enemies. it isn't. You ever play a Planescape? Planescape Torment? Yeah, yeah. I love Planescape Torment. Another game I never finished. But that was one I just got distracted from what I was doing, and yeah, never went back to it. I got really far into it. I think I got stuck. I had to find a witch, and I couldn't figure out. I had to find a witch that had been mazed. And I got stuck, and then I kind of just moved on to other things. I did play the spiritual follow-up to that, Torment Tides of Numenera, and it's trying really hard to be to be like Planescape Torment, and a lot of it works, but it's just it's not quite not quite as bold, not quite as revolutionary as Torment was. Planescape. Got stuck trying to figure out which witch is which old witch. Got stuck early on, thought about trying it. You definitely should. It's a great game. Tides of Numa. Numenera is just not a good system or world to play in. I like the system. I like the way the skill system worked, and the different options that you would unlock depending on how you built your character. Combat was pretty whatever. Combat was functional. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Wasn't impressed by Tides. I think if anything, the world felt like it was trying too hard. Like it was trying to be like weird and kooky and mashed together, whereas Planescape just kind of made it work. I felt like Planescape was a much better developed setting, whereas Numenera was just kind of it was functional. Trying too hard is MontyCook.txt. Heck, what is this place? It looks really artificial. There you go. Looks really artificial. So different than before. Yeah, but it doesn't seem very lively. Welcome home. Blech. This is where you belong. The place to which you shall offer yourself is here. Bramball. Ball. Hold on a second. What the heck are you talking about? What the? Up. That's just Labnar backwards. Ah, here we go. It's a big eyeball ship. Flashback. Remember when this happened? Spirits Within, is that you? Good. It's not unsalvageable, just had a lot of stuff that wasn't properly thought through. I still think Tides of Numenera is a fine game. I think it's a fine RPG. It's just, yeah, it's not. I don't think it really lives up to being the follow up to Planescape Torment. But I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Sarah, you know what the heck is going on? You are completely oblivious. It's like a newborn child. You don't know why you were given life or for what purpose you exist. You simply shout to emphasize your life, your own existence. This zone made you think of that game? Yeah. You're completely oblivious. Gotta find a place for her to rest. Son Goku, leave the princess to me. You must go reconnoiter at once. Good word. Yeah, you're right. There's gotta be some place around here. Watch over, Jarvis. I'll be right back. It's had to suction Jarbsy out of the party, huh? Alright, we'll put Aunt Tifa back in. You. I guess we'll just swap this. And that'll be fine. Might as well give you that back, too. We're also approaching from different angles here. I knew about Numenera as a tabletop RPG before Tides was made. Yeah, I've never played the Torment setting or the Numenera setting as tabletop, so that looks really okay. There's probably something I need to do before I walk into there, I guess. What's going on? Everyone has a tail. Their hair is just like mine. Hey, what are you guys up to? You look like a kid to me. We possess no age. We were built this way. Planescape is just a Spelljammer for people who hate fun. What the heck are you guys doing? We develop into vessels. Say what? Okay, whatever. But, hey, you have both men and women, right? Asexual beings would lack the genetic diversity to adapt to new environments. All he heard was sex, and then he didn't understand the words that came after. Remember how Zidane said the only thing he remembers of his home is a blue light? Gaia's blue light causes pain to those of us who are created by the civilization of Terra. Pain resistance is also part of adaptation to the environment. Ah, so we adapted. Ever since then, I've been making look a blue light, wonder if that means anything jokes. Now it's finally not a troll. The waxing and waning of the moon, the respiration of the planets, motion and stillness, stillness and motion. What the heck is this? How could it be a Moogle? Murok! Thanks, Kupo! I was trapped inside, Kupo! In return for saving me, I opened a shop for you here. What's Mognet? I've never even heard of it, Kupo. You wanna try Mognet? I need you to deliver mail. I want you to deliver a letter to Mazmi. Okay. I wonder if she's the Moogle before whatever the boss here is. Oh shit, I can buy that. A bistro fork. Flash hat? Adamant hat? Platinum helm? Platinum armor? All of a sudden, there's a bunch of new shit. I was not expecting that. That's a big Moogle, yeah. Well, I definitely want bistro fork. God. I can get you guys a... what can we afford? I get one of these. One of these and one of these. And I think y'all... I'll get the helmet too, why not? I really haven't been using money for anything else in this game. Let's save, Koopa! If I really needed money, I could grind on some enemies if I can find some that aren't just enormous pains in the ass to fight. Money for Chocobos, dig games, and nothing else. Yeah, pretty much. Hi. Flow of souls means that a planet has life. The stoppage of souls means that a planet is dead. A planet's color indicates its shape. Gaia is blue, Terra red. Why is everything blue here then? Fleeting knowledge is useless to vessels, but information is given to prevent mental atrophy. What's up, Cassidy Rose? Aw, Soul's flow is the planet's turn. A planet's shimmer is its breath, a sign of life activity caused by the cycling of souls. When the souls of Terra and Gaia mix, Terra will be integrated into the larger Gaia. We measure their suitability as vessels for our research in order to create and grow a higher breed of genome. Response value 356. Activity measurement 525 surpasses basic value. How you doing tonight, Cassidy? Good to see you. We are deep in the endgame, it seems. I was not expecting to just fly in his ellipsis level off the charts. Ellipsis level Golgo. Nobody ellipses is better than Golgo. Alright, tired but alright. This area is so unique. Pretty neat. It's kind of, it feels a little like if you could have visited the ancients in Final Fantasy VII while they were alive. Excuse me. Heightened recognition of visual stimuli is a necessary condition for bodies to be used as vessels. Of course, the ancients weren't robots either, so there is that. This looks like a good place for Sarah to get some rest. But what's up with everyone here? They're all so stiff. Why are all ancient people boring? Because ancient people are almost always MacGuffins. Ancient people in video games usually just exist as a plot point. The more interesting ones aren't. But they tend to just be a thing that moves the plot along. Like, they exist for a reveal. You want to tell me Mecha Eris wouldn't be rad? Cyber Eris, like, coming back for revenge on Sephiroth would have been pretty badass. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling about this place. Well, first things first, I gotta bring Sarah back here. No, you don't, actually. You need to get that treasure chest. Excuse me. Do you have any medicine? Hello. Is there a place I can buy some medicine around here? Ancient people in Metro at least left some dope-ass statues everywhere. Hello, I'm asking if you have any medicine. Yeah, how come this place is full of weirdos? Everyone has a tail like Son Goku. If I can only find some Pimo herbs, I can make some wake-up powder for her. This is my lucky day? No. Huh? Found you. You're that girl, right? It's your fault Sarah collapsed, you know. Never mind. Say, don't you have any medicine at all? She will soon awaken. How do you know? Where is your man? My man? My man? You talking about Son Goku? Even I never called him that. Too bad for you. He and Sarah are super hot for each other. You don't have a chance with him. Tell him I am waiting in the underground laboratory. Ooh, the nerve! Makes you think I'd tell him that. Hey, where do you think you're going? What a... what a bimbo. Uh-oh, I don't have time for this. I got a level with you, chat. I got a level with you. Aunt Tifa has become far and away my favorite character in this game. I love, like, every scene with her. Sarah. Princess, why must you suffer more? Damn it! What's the matter, Son Goku? You haven't been yourself at all. You're saying you're pro Antifa? Yes, yes. I am a devoted follower of Antifa. Subscribe to the newsletter and everything. Heck do you mean I haven't been myself? I'm sorry. I don't even know what's wrong with me. I just can't concentrate with this blue light. Princess, you have awoken. This is, yeah, why is everything blue here? They said the light of Terra is red, and they said that the blue light causes pain in the vessels, right? Why is everything here blue? Are they trying to condition themselves? Are they trying to condition themselves for life on Gaia? Is that it? Princess, you have awoken. What made you lose consciousness so suddenly? This is Aunt Tifa. Aunt Tifa's evil twin. Aunt Fascist doesn't even fit. Remembered what? It wasn't a storm that destroyed Madain Sari. It was the eye on that airship that destroyed Madain Sari. You remember, don't you? The eye was also there when Alexandria was leveled. Yes, there was a large eye in the sky above from which light emanated. They said they were trying to condition to the blue light. Okay. Now that you mention, it was there when Bahamut went wild at the Ifa tree. Yes, it was there in the sky. It must be the same airship. What? That must be the ship that slew Her Majesty. Rusty! Oh, I'm sorry, Princess. Don't worry about it. I've already come to terms with that. That ship took everything from me. It took away my parents, my homeland, Alexandria, everything. How terrible. Sarah, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. No, you're not. You're still pale. You gotta rest. She always looks like that. How come everyone looks so pale? What's wrong? No need to be concerned. A strange place such as this is cause enough for exhaustion. Oh. Hey, where are you going, Son Goku? Oh, that's right. That weird girl, the girl that led us here, said something strange again. She said she was waiting for you in some underground laboratory. What a perf... Son Goku? Dramatic walk out. Walk right back in. So, must you suffer. I will take all of your elixirs and never use them. Do you wish to rest too? I don't think so. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. It's okay. I'm watching over Sarah. When the blue light becomes red, that is when souls will enter our bodies. In time, we will receive souls, then our bodies will begin to grow. Whoop. Oh, okay. Flash hat. Oh, I didn't even have to buy one. Maybe I can synthesize it. Alright. Wing. Wards me right off. Our activity is restricted to the area before this gate. Only the chosen may unlock the barrier. The chosen. Of course there's a chosen. Of course there's a chosen. Why wouldn't there be a chosen? Underground laboratory. Oh, so that's what's going on. Jeez, I should have guessed. So this is what you wanted to show me? Yes, I'm glad you understand. I don't want to understand. Sorry, but I'm not like that. I mean, all these guys with tails who look just like me, they're a bunch of zombies. They are my peers. We are genomes. We live in this village. Genomes? Is that what they're called? Not just them, but you and me, too. It is the name of the seed given to all of us. Its name is genome. Talk about a letdown. Who would have guessed that the home I've yearned for would be a dump like this? No wonder I never found it. It's not even on Gaia. You're not supposed to pronounce the G in gnomes, you idiot. It's up for some kinky shit, but not this. Wrong kink. Wrong kink! Why are you not happy? You have returned to the place of your birth. Happy? You guys can process that emotion? Look at them! Look at all their blank faces. What can we do? After all, we are made that way. You've been genomed. And we are built to watch over each other and work together as soulless genome. What's it all for? Get to the point already. How come I grew up on Gaia if I was born here? I'm alive. I have a soul. Why is everyone here so... Because you are special. What? We are mere vessels. You have been given a greater purpose. The will of Garland is absolute. Garland? Who's that? Nani? Nani the hell? Garland watches over this planet. His mission is to restore the people of Terra. Restore the people of Terra? You mean people besides these guys here? They are merely vessels. So am I, and so are you. But the true people of Terra have been asleep for ages, waiting for their time to come. When the time is right, the light of this planet will change from blue to red, and Gaia will become Terra. Wait a sec. So the people of Terra are out to take over Gaia? What else can there be? Terra has always absorbed new planets to survive. And when the time comes, the souls of the people of Terra will occupy the genomes. Such is the restoration of the people of Terra. Why do they have to be so tedious? Why don't they just wipe us out with magic like they did Alexandria? Once, Garland tried to use a more forceful method, but failed. I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn handled this a bit better. An interesting thought. Then he should just quit and leave Gaia alone. Because of his failure, he was forced to wait a long time. To wait until Gaia's civilizations gained tremendous power. The power to use Eidolons. So that's why you attacked the Summoner's village and destroyed Alexandria. Planets have a cycle of souls. Souls are born from the planet and then return to it. Kind of like a life stream. Yeah? Like flows, yeah. Turns out Nier is just a Final Fantasy IX remake. Garland planned to gain control of that very cycle. And you were supposed to help him achieve that. What? Garland is waiting for you. Come. What do you think you're doing? I don't care about all this Terra and Gaia stuff. Son Goku isn't back yet. And with Sarah not feeling well, I wonder where he is. On Tifa. No, Sarah, you can't get up yet. I'm alright. Listen, I want to ask you a favor. Oh? Just tell me, I'll get right on it. I want you to go find Son Goku. Oh, sure, okay. Oh, I get it. You're getting jealous. No, I'm not. I just have a feeling something terrible is going to happen. Alright, I'll go get him. So you just stay here and rest. Yeah! What big stone? Why you all watch stone? Is stone edible? Or is for barbecue? How late are we gonna go tonight? I don't think this area is super long. So probably until we get back to Gaia. No answer. I think I lick it. You no answer? So you no mind, right? It's very salty. Oh, who that? It just consumed souls. I wonder what they taste like. That should... I feel like that should have elevated Quina to like enlightenment. How can you taste something greater than souls themselves? What are you doing here, Son Goku? Oh, hi, Cubert. You stand here say nothing, then you like other dummies. No can tell difference. Never had soul food before. They say someone always has double somewhere. There's so many of you here. World's strange place, no? Yeah, I guess. Son Goku, what matter? You know seem yourself. No, it's nothing. I'm always myself. Besides, it's not just me. You look just like your master, too. Of course. Master Quale is Kuklan. We same. Yeah, I guess everybody looks the same to someone from another race. We probably could have skipped that one. Oh god. This sequence is a bunch of bosses, I forget whether it happens now or later. We'll see. Excuse me. So, what do you guys do here? I don't mind if we go a little late tonight, but hopefully the whole Terra area doesn't take like another hour or something. Oh yeah, this blue light sure is pretty, isn't it? You like it too, right? You're all looking at the blue light. The light is unpleasant to us. Oh, really? There is a dungeon with several bosses. Hey, Son Goku, what are you up to? What do you mean? What are you doing, Orko? I'm trying to talk with the natives. This boy here seems to be my age and everything. You're wasting your time. They won't give you a decent answer. We'll see. We'll see where we are in like 10 or 15 minutes. We'll decide then, I guess. Oh, but I think I can get through to them. Surprised you feel that way. I don't know why, but I feel like we're similar. Similar? What do you mean? I know they're similar to me, but... No, not like that. They're a lot like the black mages we saw on the cargo ship. And in Clara? Of course, we don't look alike at all, but I can see one thing. Their minds aren't hollow. I think that their minds are just out to lunch for a little while. Huh. Not hollow, huh? Hey, where are you going, Son Goku? Son Goku? Lord almighty. This way. Vivi starts off so innocent, yet becomes the deepest character of all. He definitely has the best character arc. But, I mean, some of these characters are missing character arcs, so it's not exactly the highest bar to clear. What do you want? Well, that's no way to say hello. What the hell is this place? I thought we'd see... I thought we'd find some mean mothers down here. They're all a bunch of wimps. No challenge, huh? Yeah, I guess not. Hey, Nut Slammer, can I ask you something? No. Do you have any parents or family? A stupid question. I'm spawned from the pits of fight. Sorry, I was just curious. I don't remember any loving parents. My first memory is the face of a guy I had to fight. I only found meaning in life through combat. Funny how you put that in past tense. All due to my wonderful influence. Psst, what do you want me to do? Thank you? Please, you're gonna make me sick. How about you? What, you meet my parents? I don't have parents. No family. My nuts got slammed. I was raised by mean mothers. There's a lot of these. Amaranth has 2 mommies. Hey, where are you taking me? I told you, you are going to see Garland. Yeah, of course, but this way is a dead end. There is a way. See? You may find him through the portal. He awaits where the souls sleep, the floating castle where souls bide their time until the restoration. Pandemonium. Will you not say farewell to your friends? I don't care what I am. I was born here, wasn't I? If so, then I'm an enemy of the people of Gaia. You learn quickly. Make no mistake, I won't join your side. If we're actually relatives, then I want to take care of this little family matter myself. Yeah, Pandemonium is definitely the best name for an evil castle. By far. Oh, Antifa, what happened to Son Goku? He seemed much worried. I don't know, he just left without saying a word. We go look for Son Goku together. Hey, party assemble. Party get. Fun fact, Pandemonium is Latin for all the demons. Yeah, a floating castle named All the Demons. Sounds like a place for a good guy to hang out. Oops, all demons. Oh. Yeah, Tifa, Son Goku just went... So Son Goku? Yeah. Hello? Why didn't you stop him? How come? It was acting kind of strange. If you're looking for him, I'll go with you. Alright, big guy. Say, nut slammer. Did Son Goku go this way? Yeah, seems so. He had a real serious look on his face. I knew something was wrong. To be fair, it is where Doom Guy would love to hang out so he could rip and tear all day. Gonna go look for him, right? Huh? Trying to say I'll go with you. Catch my drift? Alright, just in case this goes really bad. It really doesn't, Library Man. The joke person. Oh my god! It's Stiltskin! Diamond, Ether, and Elixir. Hell yeah! Hook me up. No, I'm saying yes. No, I'm literally... This is the okay button. Shut up. Nobody asked you. Alright, I will sell one wing edge because I'm probably going to forget to throw them at things. Thanks, buddy. I can continue my journey. Where the hell is your journey going to take you next, dude? You know what? You know what? I think the smart thing is to stop here. I think the smart thing is to stop here because it's one in the morning. We have indeed accomplished a lot tonight. And we can finish this next week. I think we will be done with this next week. Possibly on Tuesday. Because I know it's this area. We'll go to Pandemonium. We'll do stuff in Pandemonium. I don't remember how long Pandemonium is. And then we go back to Gaia, and then I think it's the final dungeon. I know nothing. I've never done the final dungeon, so... I mean, I don't remember anything about this place either, but yeah. We may be able to finish this on Tuesday. If not Tuesday, then on Thursday. That also means... next Tuesday... I think I'll go ahead and open up nominations for our next Chill Night game. It has been a while. It's been a long, long time. The last game we picked was this, and that was months ago. So at last, y'all will have the chance to exercise your, well, around here it's privilege of democracy. Final Dungeon's only a few hours. Bosses can get hard. Yeah, it may take until Thursday if I do hit like a level wall or something. Because I have been skating through this pretty easily. Something newer than engaging story, please. That's gonna be up to y'all. Though I did mention, well, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it next week. But yeah. Okay, so, schedule. Tomorrow night, back on the NES, we're gonna be starting up Faxanadu. This is gonna be like the blindest playthrough of any of the NES games I've played. I know literally nothing about Faxanadu. I don't even know what style of game it is. I don't know if it's a platformer, or an RPG, or an adventure game, or what. So this should be pretty interesting. I know a bunch of people requested Faxanadu. On Thursday, we will not be playing this. We will be starting Loop Hero. It's about fax machines. Oh, yeah, obviously. Yeah, we're going to be starting... Loop Hero comes out on Thursday. We're going to be starting it. That's going to be our new Monday, Wednesday game. We'll start it this Thursday, and then next Monday and Wednesday we'll be continuing it. Library Man, you might be interested in that one. It's a very unique roguelike, but it's got some cool stuff going on with the story. Like, the story interludes between loops are pretty cool. Keep getting confused with the infamous Phalanx on SNES. Yeah. I'm sure you will know what game it is from the box art on the cartridge, as that is always completely irrelevant to the gameplay. The Faxanadu cartridge looks like this. Not particularly helpful. There's a crest with a tree and a castle. Friday as well, we are going to be doing a indie variety night with adventures. I found a developer on itch who makes games in the Shadowgate style, and I am really keen to try them. I've got 2 short ones that we can probably play all the way through, and then we'll take a look at some other adventures that I have gathered in my travels, and then more Faxanadu on Saturday. So if you are here for Final Fantasy IX, we will continue that 1 week from tonight. I know it's a long time, but I take this whole variety streaming thing very seriously. We're always playing something different. Would be cooler if it was a prospector playing a banjo, yeah. Wouldn't everything, really? Isn't that what we should be aspiring to? Game over. Alright, gang. How about Steam shut up? Banjos are highly underrated. Let us find someone to raid. My pleasure, grunt fodder. Very much my pleasure. I kind of hate that some people are already playing Loop Hero. Like I know it's the whole influencer economy thing, but it kind of sucks that there are people that just get like a couple days or like a week head start. Anyway, Echofar streaming. I never get to raid Echofar. We're gonna raid Echofar. This blue light hurts my eyes, makes it any way to eat next to it. All right. There we go. All right, gang. Thanks again for coming out. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Final Fantasy IX. It's been a trip. And for all my complaints and quibbles about this game, it is really genuinely very nice to be playing a Final Fantasy game. It's something that I have missed, even if it's not my favorite. They have a certain way about them that it's comforting. It's like a warm blanket. Yeah. Wrap ourselves up with it again next week, and then we'll be on to the old Final Fantasy. So hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow night for Faxanadu, or Thursday for Loop Hero. But whatever it is that I see you. Until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.